our last session, we have seen that is the how work and family enrichment that what it means and what are the different practices are there in the work family enrichment. And nowadays when we are talking about the dual income families where the husband and a wife both are working, then definitely it becomes a very important, that is how to balance at the workplace also and the family also. So in continuation of that particular session, in this session I will like to take the first dimension, that is about the flexibility. Now, in fact, when we are talking about the managerial effectiveness, in managerial effectiveness, it becomes the productivity, flexibility and adaptability is there. So, one should be the very good change agent, and one can be the good change agent only when there is a flexibility in that particular personality. So, workplace flexibility is the ability of workers to make choices influencing when, where and for how long they engage in work related task. So, it is very interesting to note, that is the whenever we are talking about this work family and enrichment, and then it is a decision of the workers, that is the when, where and for how long they are engaged. So, you will find that is the some employees they are very particular about the timings and they come on time and they leave on time, while in the case of the other aspects you will find that is there are some employees those who are working for the long hours, and then it is affecting their family life. So, therefore, in that case it becomes important, that is the what should be the workplace where you are supposed to work. And then many times it has been seen that is the many people they give the priority to their hometown, and if they give the priority to their hometown, it means that is they are not going to maybe the better places as far as the career is concerned. Now, question arises, what is right and what is wrong. So, when we talk about the societal aspects, so in societal aspects definitely to build the society, the cohesiveness in the family is very important. But when we talk about the career building, then it question arises that is for the building the career one can go out or not. So, this becomes the where is becoming very important. So, one is required to understand his personal limitations and the professional growth, and then he has to create that balance, and in that balancing the flexibility is very much required. The another important aspect is that is the time management, that is how do you manage the time. If you are able to manage the time, then in that case you will be starting at the right time and ending at the right time is there, and wherever there is a more workload is there and then the demand is more, then in that case the help of technology can be taken if possible. So, practically we have to find out the solutions to the problems. There is the what are the different solutions are there. Sometimes you have to take the use of technology, sometimes you have to outsource, sometimes it is the flexible working hours, and therefore, in that case as you get the opportunity at your workplace you can opt for the solutions. What is suggested is that is a balance is required, naturally a balance is required, and in that balance it becomes very important, that is you are engaged in the work related task as per the social conditions and the work conditions allowed to an employee, and but only this important point in this slide is that is the be creative, be innovative, because all of us are facing this particular problem where we are having that problem of that is how they can engage in the work related task is there. Theoretically, workplace flexibility is explained into the two, that is a temporal flexibility and the operational flexibility is there. So, in the case when we talk about the literature for this flexibility, then of course it is talking more about the operational flexibility. In the operational flexibility, it is talking about that is the at the workplace basically. Sometimes as because I want to connect it with the social aspect also, we are considering the flexibility in the context of the work family enrichment. So, therefore, the temporal flexibility also works sometimes. For example, putting the child into creches or getting the in-laws to at home from the, if they are into the other city, you ask, they request them, that is they should come and stay with you, and then they accept your request, and the social support basically. That's social support you get from your family members, relatives, and therefore the temporal flexibility, and that can be also can be help in the work family enrichment. But as far as the operational flexibility is there, we will see some more research papers and then find out that is the how we can manage the operational flexibility. Skinner and Pocock in 2011 in Australia, their findings are female employees reported to seek flexible work options, as I was mentioning. So, though this study is from Australia, but you will find that is the yes, we it is the same condition in overall at the global level, where the female employees, because they are having the basic understanding of the family's responsibility and they want to take care of their family. So, employees reported to seek flexible work options more frequently as compared to their male counterparts. So, therefore, in that case they are seek to be the flexible work options, virtual flexible options, because for example, the kids are going in the morning. So, they will like to see that is the everything is done, breakfast is done, the tiffin to the husband is given, and then they are free, and now they want to work. The number of kids and also the age of kids also played a significant role in determining the frequency to use flexibility of females, while child rearing had no effect to men's rate of request for flexibility. So, therefore, in that case it is very clear that is the it is not the only the kids, but it is also the number of kids. So, therefore, number of kids also become very important, because then your social the female social responsibility is increasing. And then if the social responsibility is increasing, then it will be difficult to manage the workplace. And another important, as I was giving the example of the creches, the kids, that is the what is the age of the kids is there. In India, now the another scenario is there, that is now they most of the children, they are single. So, therefore, that is the they are going abroad for USA, Europe, and as a result of which the parents are alone and the husband is busy at the workplace and the mother is alone at the at home, and she may not be the housewife. She may not be the working woman, and therefore, as a housewife she finds difficulty because the husband is at workplace and the child is in abroad, and now what to do. Therefore, this type of the issues that promotes, encourage the housewives, that is to take certain tasks. So, many of them they opt in India for the social services, but some of them may look for the career at that age, because that career or work. So, it is not necessarily always be the monetary aspect, but it is the question of the contribution, keep yourself busy, and then how to keep yourself busy, and those options that has to be explored, and everybody explores with the help of their social connect and the social need based. While child rearing had no effect to men's rate of request for the flexibility, and but as we find in Indian culture, the male is supposed to do the job, and therefore he has to go at the workplace, and this type of issues are less with the male counterpart as compared to the female counterpart in India. Bohan and Vivraz Long in 1981 from USA studied that flexibility in schedule, like now the time management, has a positive relationship with the time devoted to the housework. It is a very important. However, this study is coming from the USA, but the issue is common and applicable to all, that is the how to develop the schedule, because the some members they are going early and coming early, some members are going late and coming late, and therefore that the lady housewife has to manage the all timings, and as a result of which, that is the how to then manage the work if they have a wife, the lady is the working lady. So therefore in that case it is the her flexibility and the flexibility at the workplace that will help the housewives or the working ladies to attract at the workplace and give their contribution, and then not working for a fixed hours. It implies that utilizing flexibility at a workplace, an employee is more likely to meet home domain commitments as well. So therefore, as I already mentioned, that is utilizing the flexibility while as per the convenience at workplace, an employee is more likely to meet the home domain commitments very well. So naturally we can understand that is the commitment at homes can be also well taken. The third study, Allard Haas and Philip 2007 in Sweden, managers who were also fathers with the access to flex leave indicated to have satisfaction with the job flexibility, reported to have lesser level of work family conflict. So therefore, for the male counterpart also there is a demand at the workplace, but if the male counterpart is busy from since morning to night, then definitely there will be the work family conflict will be there, because there is time is required. It is not that you are earning a lot, but it is your physical presence at home is also required to the family members, because they are having the so many psychological needs, and therefore in that case that particular support, for that particular support your physical presence is of the male counterpart is also becoming very important. McDonald and Guthrie in 2005 talk about that the result is that workplace employed mother are more likely to spend greater number of hours with children and family and take care of home responsibilities as well. So this is also the another finding which is supporting, that is the flexibility at workplace for the employed mother is more likely to spend great number of hours with children and family. Now you see there is also a very big social challenge, that is when your kids are growing, the employed mother is also required at home, and then that her presence at home naturally will prefer to have the flexible working hours. Hill Ferris and the Martinson in 2003 in USA, in that study the authors have found that telecommuting enables employees to spend more number of hours in the housework, and therefore in that case when we are talking about the virtual working hours, when we talk about the help of technology, and then that will becoming the more supporting. So therefore more tech savvy is the environment, more tech savvy is the support to the employed woman, then definitely it will be having them making them employees to spend more number of hours in housework, and this is not only applicable to the woman employees, this is also applicable to the male employees, because when we are talking about the telecommuting enables employees to spend the more number of hours in the housework, then definitely in that case that is becoming the applicable to both male and female, and therefore in that case the parents both are employed, and if they are having the telecommuting facility from their home, then that will definitely enable them to spend more time at their home. Now, another study by Silver in 1993 in USA, as a result of telecommuting, employees spend more time at home, which further leads to more spousal interaction and with other family members. Here I was still focusing on the need and requirement of the children only, but in this particular study they have mentioned that is the need, the support for the spouse, that will be also increase. But natural, when the spouse is at home, so then it will support the family members, and as the spousal interaction will also increase, and when there will be more interaction and communication will be there, then definitely that will give the social support to the spouse. Winnett et al. In 1982 from the USA, the findings are schedule flexibility has a positive relationship with time spent with family members. Thus, as a result of flexibility in schedule, the employee manages work and home domain in such a way, resulting into spending greater quality time with the family members. So, therefore, in that case it will be finding the same finding almost as compared to the previous studies, that is the schedule flexibility that will be preferred at workplace. Here why the people employer are scared of providing the flexible working hours. The threat with this type of findings are, that is, if your employee is sincere, then he will be able to manage through telecommunicating or with the flexible working hours or with this schedule flexibility, he will be able to manage the work from home. But if you have most of the employees, they are not able to manage their work from home, and they will get more involved into the responsibilities of the home rather than the work also, and then it will be difficult to control the work discipline. So, therefore, this particular threat, that is, if the person will be at home, whether he will work or he will not work, in that case it becomes very important, that is, the one has to take care these type of facilities are to be properly utilized. If these type of facilities are not properly utilized, then in that case it will become very difficult to provide this type of facility like the schedule flexibility, flexible working hours and all, and it will be important, that is, we are having that particular aspect of the discipline, that employee engagement and employee commitment, that will becoming the very important. And if the employee engagement and employee commitment are done, then definitely in that case this type of the schedule flexibility, that will be helpful to the workplace. Now, the another dimension, that is the quality of work life. So, in work life enrichment, it becomes very important, that is the what is the quality of work life. Now, first we have to understand, that is the as a managerial aspects, what type of the quality of work life is required. So, quality of work life will be required, the first, that is the delegation and decentralization. When we talk about the quality of work life, it is very important that job satisfaction will come only through when the work culture, that particular work culture that promotes, work culture promotes, work culture that promotes the delegation and decentralization. Definitely these will be the examples, because when we see the definition of quality of work life, it is the employee satisfaction with a variety of needs through resources, activities and outcomes stemming from participation in the workplace. So, therefore, in that case these resources and invariably the people will you may find the managers are keep on talking the shortage of the manpower, but the time has come, that is we have to identify, can, if we do not have the manpower, can we do that particular work with the help of machinery or technology, and if we are able to do that particular work with the help of the technology, then we will be able to manage those resources will be there. Now, the activities, what type of activities? Now, you see that is the for the young generation, if the activity is monotonous, then definitely that will not create the satisfaction. After some time the person will get bored and then he will try to search the another job. So, therefore, we have to see that is what type of the activities in which the employee is involved. If the activities are the energetic, enthusiastic, interactive, then definitely in that case it will be the very useful, that is the person will be satisfied and happy and he will remark that is he is having a good quality of work life. Another important point is, it is not that is you are using the only hands of the employees, it is also important you are using his talent, and that talent can be used with the instrument with the help of the participation in the workplace. So, therefore, in the case of the participation, we should allow, involve them. It is the philosophy of inclusion. I have talked inclusion in the expectations also. So, this is expected by the employee, that is he should be included into that particular whole process of business and he can contribute significantly. For this purpose, that is the participation in the workplace is important. So, when we define the quality of work life as far as the Roorkee is concerned, it is the employee satisfaction from a variety of needs through resources, through activities, through outcomes which are based on the participation. So, when he says that his outcome is the my baby, this is my brainchild. So, that in that case it becomes very important, that is the employee has been involved, and therefore, if he is involved, these type of resources that can be mentioned. Now, we will take one by one the dimensions of the quality of work life. First and foremost is the health and safety needs. I recall here the Factories Act 1948, and we know that is the health and safety provisions are given from 11 to 20 and 21 to 41 safety needs, and 11 to 20 are the health needs. So, in the beginning of the labor laws, when we are talking about the work conditions, so at the workplace when we talk about the quality of work life, so in quality of work life which will give the satisfaction require the good hygienic conditions, that is the what related health benefits are there and health precautions are taken. However, now industries have gone much above and ahead what has been given in the health benefits under the Factories Act and the safety benefits given under the Factories Act. So, if the person is feeling the safe at workplace and then he is having the health benefits, definitely he will mark quality of work life at higher level. The another provision in fact is that is given, and that is given about the welfare, that is the economic and family needs. So, sufficient wages, job security, sufficient time from work to attend the domestic needs, as we have seen in the flexibility, that will help the about the quality of work life through the economic and family needs. So, when employer is able to provide those economic and family needs, then definitely with the help of the taking care of his economic requirements, a good pay scale, and then there is a flexibility at workplace, he will be getting the quality of work life. Here the third factor, that is the social needs. The social needs are actually that is the emotional support, positive social interactions at workplace between especially the superior and subordinate. If superior appreciates and subordinate performs his duties, then definitely a very good tuning will be there into this superior and subordinate. And when there will be proper tuning between the superior and subordinate, so there will be the exchange of the support of social needs. So, those positive interactions at workplace and time to relax from the work, leisure experience, that will help to create the quality of work life. Then as per the Maslow's we are going, so that is the esteem needs, appreciation at workplace and outside, such as best performance award is there. Talking about the good about your subordinate, talking about the good about your superior. And when the superior or subordinate comes to know that is his boss as his subordinate has appreciated him, admiring him at the public place, that is making the highly motivated. Actualization needs are potential within the organization also as an expert. The very important need at workplace, that is the knowledge needs. Learning the professional and job skills. Nowadays the young generation especially, they want to be very competitive, because the world is competitive, demand is competitive. So, your old knowledge skill that will become obsolete with the period of time. So, if you want to be the competitive, you have to gain more and more knowledge, and if you are a knowledge worker, you are learning the more professional skills and job skills, and as a result of which you find that is a person is becoming the high level of knowledge worker. So, knowledge level worker on level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when there is knowledge needs the training and development. If the training and development is provided at the workplace, then that will be the really the actualization needs are satisfied, knowledge needs are satisfied. Then inner beauty, that is the aesthetic needs, satisfaction, inner satisfaction. That is, I am working at this place, then in that case how I can get my recognition at workplace, how I can contribute to this workplace, how I can be more creative and innovative at the workplace, and that creativity and my innovativeness I am not suppressing, rather than it has been supported by the organization and I am coming out with those my strengths. Strengths have to be creative and innovative. So, creativity at work and personal creativity and general aesthetics, that will be done. The last slide which I will talk to about the quality of work life and the literature review is, that is Haflowick 1991. He has talked about, that is at the manufacturing plant, a longitudinal study was conducted on 129 workers of a manufacturing plant in US to measure the impact of quality of work. The findings reveal that quality of work life has a negative relation with reduced absenteeism rate, accidents, grievance and the turnover intentions. Better you provide the quality of work life, lesser will be the absenteeism, lesser will be the accidents, less will be grievances and less will be the turnover. Therefore, employer should provide a proper work life, quality of work life at the workplace, so that the people they can 100% give their of their potential. James and Wisnam in 2011 hospitality employees, this study was in the service industry. In order to measure the quality of work life in tourism industry, the authors conducted a study on 159 tourism sector employees. Quality of work life has a positive relationship with the productivity and effectiveness of employees. So, when we talk about the quality of work life, whenever you provide the quality of work life, whether in manufacturing work industry or into the hospitality industry, the findings are same. Therefore, the work life enrichment can be achieved with the help of providing the quality of work life, because when you are providing the quality of work life, which I have defined earlier, providing the resources, providing the authenticity, providing delegation, decentralization and all, and that is increasing the productivity, and that positive relationship will increase not only the productivity, but also their personal influence. They will increase at the workplace, which will create more and more the positive environment at the workplace. And finally, that is Kanglakshmi and Devi in 2003 from India, their study was done on the textile manufacturing workers, and in textile manufacturing workers data was collected from 210 workers employed in textile manufacturing firm to examine the relationship of quality of work life with work related factors and demographic factors. The level of quality of work life do not vary according to the demographic variables such as public and private sector. This is like becoming very important. So, across all the three studies, because in Indian PSUs and public sectors and the private sector organizations, when we do the study, the work culture that becomes different, work practices different, but what remains common is that is the quality of work life. So, therefore, if we are able to manage the quality of work life, that is the proper work culture, proper environment, the positivity, allowing people to use their creativity and innovation, making them the flexible at workplace, helping them to take care of their domestic needs also, satisfying those all needs including the knowledge needs and the aesthetic needs, then all these parameters when we consider, then definitely in that case the work life enrichment will be there. And work life enrichment means there is a conducive environment at the workplace, a very good relationship with the employees, other employees at the workplace, and also a very great balance between the at home needs, domestic needs and at the work needs is there. So, I am sure that is the from this particular session we understand better the quality of work life, better will be the relationship at the workplace. Thank you.